BadSecretMedia.com.
I hate Bad Secret Media.
Gamers, welcome to the Secret Levels podcast. On this week's episode, grab your balls and get ready to fight, because, you know, we're not about catching them all, we're about killing them all.
I'm player one, Toby.
And I am Bug Catcher Goobs.
Damn it, that was good. We do a retro video game review show where we take one old game and we discuss the history, the gameplay, the story,
and the motherfucking rage meter. Just like you want to take your wiener and shove it inside a Nintendo and slam the door shut 15 times.
Ouch. Ouch. Major ouch.
Yeah, rage. Or you want to stick it inside like a Wiimote skin, because that's not too bad.
Oh. Well, how do you know?
Well, I'm just one I'm looking at in front of me. I can imagine you can stick your dick in there. Not that I've done it. Enough with the pause, Toby.
It was a good dramatic pause.
Yeah, no, it made me feel like, did I do it?
Yeah, and then afterwards we rate the game from 1 to 10 to let you know if you should still play it. And why do we do a 1 to 10 rating scale?
Because we are simple folk.
Simple folk who put our ding-dongs in the rubber silicone wee thingies.
I still didn't own up to that.
I was trying to see if you'd be like, yeah, we are that simple.
Do that
okay.
with the 64 controller up your butt?
You said that last week. So, Goobs, we have picked a fun game this week, have we?
Yeah, N64 game.
We did. We went all 64 bits of glory. So, should we just go ahead and get right into the details of this game?
Let's jump right into the deets. We didn't even tell what the fuck we're playing. We're playing Pokemon Stadium.
So we are playing Pokemon Stadium, and this game was released in North America February 29th, 2000. It was developed by Nintendo EAD. I don't know what EAD is.
Fuck, this game's 20 years old?
Yes.
Wow, that's retro.
That's very retro. And it was also developed by HAL Laboratory.
Good old Hal, good old puppy dog.
Good old puppy dog, responsible for Super Smash Bros. I think even Pokemon Snap, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm pretty sure. Hal's our pal.
Hal is our pal. I like that. Man, that should have been their slogan.
That's a
Hal
t-shirt you're going to
pal.
steal. You can find it on tpublic.com/secretlevels.
There you go. So the publisher was obviously Nintendo since it's Pokemon. But, you know, I didn't really see anything from Game Freak on there.
No, it's got to be. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah, Game Freak's got to be somewhere in there, too. This was released on the Nintendo 64. It is a single up to 4 players. And it is a turn-based fighting game.
Also a party game.
Yeah, there's some good little mini games, party style. Now, Goobs, this is the part where we discuss the story. Are you ready?
Oh, I can't wait for you to try to explain this one. It's time for story time with Toby.
So, if you really, really want to know the story, just go play Pokemon Red, Blue, or Yellow on the Game Boy.
I really wanted you to explain those games.
Well,
I guess you will explain them when we play them. Shortly.
exactly. That's why I waited, because this game really has no story. It is just a battle simulator, sort of.
Yeah, I love how we're playing the other Pokemon games before we actually play a Pokemon game.
Yeah, that is. We're gonna play Pokemon Pinball next.
I got that, and I also got Pokemon Puzzle too.
Hey, there we go. We're gonna play both of those. This game.
Oh, and the trading card game.
Oh, that's a good game. That's actually how I learned how to play the card game, was because of that game.
Sweet.
Yeah. Anyway,
Back to Stadium.
This game should take you anywhere from 11 to 17 hours to complete, and I'm talking about like complete. Now, speedrun.com has a record set by, well, first off, it's a speedrun record set on the English version of the game, set by Dr._Sprinkles.
I do not want that doctor to do anything to me. Sounds like a clown doctor. Dr. Sprinkles?
Yeah.
Hey, come here. Time for your physical. Ooh. Sounds like a genie.
He reaches down to give you the physical, and then he's honk honk.
Smell my finger.
His time is 1 hour, 34 minutes, and 28 seconds.
Okay, what's that for, though?
For Nintendo 64.
Yeah, no, I know it's for the 64, but what did he do in that time?
So that's what I was curious too, and I watched his speed run, some of it. An hour is not very speedy. I got really bored watching it, so I started skipping through, and through the video, he is picking up the camera and showing off his cat. He is eating a sandwich with one hand.
This is like crediting him for the record while he's doing this other shit?
Yes. He's barely playing.
I think our friend Willie would say, no. He'd poo-poo on that.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, he's got the record, but if you don't have to pay any attention, is it really playing the game?
No, not really.
That's an argument for a different time.
I want to know if he did like the battle tower and all the cups.
Yeah, that's what I think he was doing, was the battle tower and the cups. But speaking of, how about we get into the gameplay?
Yes, it's time for the gameplays.
This game has a pretty big menu of things that you can do right off the get-go. But the majority of the gameplay is going to be 3 versus 3 battles. You pick your 6 Pokemon, and at the start of each battle with whoever you're battling, whether it's a quick battle or through the tower, you'll pick 3 of your 6 Pokemon, and they have a different button beside each one of them, so you can pick them privately, so your opponents can't see.
Yeah, A, B, and all the C buttons.
Right, so you can pick which Pokemon the 3 that you want, and your opponent can't see the 3 that you picked, and you can't see their 3 they picked, so you can't use weaknesses against them and whatnot.
We can even get hardcore about when you're picking Pokemon. Like, if me, Jenny, and Ripkin are playing, because we play this game quite a bit all together,
yeah,
we will, whoever's playing against each other, because one will sit out and just like watch, right? Because we're partying or whatever, and then so the person that picks first, the second person's got to not pay attention, like close their eyes or like exit the room or go do something until the person's picked their Pokemon, so you don't know what you're going against.
Ooh, you get real hardcore with it.
Yeah, we get super hardcore. Shout out to the Jenny Bean. She gets her one shout out this episode.
That's it, no more.
Oh, she's going to get another one later, actually.
Then that means she owes us a shout out somewhere.
Yeah, she owes us a shout out somewhere maybe happening soon. Ooh, foreshadowing.
So, just like the Game Boy version of Red, Blue, and Yellow, you pick your attack, or you can pick your Pokemon. So A is to battle, which gives you 4 options of moves that you can use, up to 4 options, because not all the Pokemons have 4 moves available. If
Looking
you
at you, Metapod.
Yes. Or freaking Magikarp.
Carp.
So, yeah.
I wonder how many Pokemon voices I'm going to do by the end of the show.
All 150. Is there 151 in this, or just 150?
That could be a Patreon exclusive.
Just us making Pokemon noises. I dig
like
it.
We're having a conversation.
Just
carb.
Tickle it, dick, trio.
Togepi.
So yeah, you pick your moves the same way you pick your Pokemon, kind of in private, so your opponent can't see what moves you're using.
They know what's there because you can just screen watch. You're on the same screen.
Yeah, they can see your 4 moves.
They don't know what you're picking, though.
Right. So B lets you switch your Pokemon, which this may come in handy if you're running low on health or you're weak against the type of Pokemon you're facing.
I find that a cop-out switching your Pokemon. Like, if you're almost dead, you're almost dead. Like, if you're saving, like, a fucking Gengar at 10 HP, you're not going to be fucking coming back and making a comeback with that 10 HP. Just fucking go for the gusto, man.
I don't know. I mean, there's some strategies I've used in the past where you pull, like, let's say a Gengar, for example, pull him and let the other Pokemon take the damage instead of letting him die off. And if you know your Gengar is faster than, or you think that your Gengar can have a better speed attribute than your opponent, the opponent's next Pokemon, then maybe you can get a hypnosis and put them to sleep and use Dream Eater.
Yeah, you could, but I'm a more straightforward fucking kick them in the nuts kind of Pokemon player.
You're just a ground and pound, no strategy.
There's strategy to it. I don't lose.
Oh, jeez. Not at all?
Pardon?
Not at all? Never?
No.
Never lose?
Never.
Oh, okay.
Because Jen picks all the cute ones, so I just beat her ass. No, I lose sometimes, but like for the most part, going strong, finish fast. Life lessons by Goobs.
Well, so the start button makes you run. Did you ever use the run button? Yeah, if you press start, it'll make you run, it says.
Where are you running?
That's because like in the game you can run from a battle and then you're walking around in the grass again. But I don't know what run would do. I
thought start was just pause.
Maybe it is, but like it definitely says run.
Maybe it just gets you out of a battle if you think you're going to lose. If you're like, I can't think of a word that I'm not going to get in trouble for saying. If you're a pansy about it, fucking just get the fuck out of battle. Right.
I don't know. But
no, you don't run from a Pokemon battle. You're there to the fucking death, man.
You fight until you black out.
Fuck yeah, and you wake up with a hot nurse in front of you.
Swing.
Or a hot cop takes you there. Either way.
Either way.
You're seeing some hot titties.
There's a nurse's outfit and there's a policewoman with handcuffs.
Hey, sounds like a Saturday night up in Pallet Town.
So Goobs, do you want to explain the battle tower since you went through it? Because I won't lie, I didn't go all the way through it because it was very, very repetitive.
Just like all Pokemon games, Toby.
Yes, but man, other Pokemon games have more charm, and I'll get to that later.
This has tons of charm, Toby.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't you want to go take on all 8 gym leaders? And then 3 people before it, and the people you have to do 3 Pokemon per person. So don't you want to fight 12 Pokemon before you fight the gym leader, and then fight their 3 Pokemon, and then continue on 8 more times?
I read somewhere that there's 80 total battles to complete the.
Yes, there is.
To complete the entire tower.
Done it several times in my life.
Yeah. I know I've done it before, but this time I wasn't going to do it. I was just after...
That's fine.
After getting through like the first 3 or 4... If you want to cop out of shit,
that's fine.
Well, I got through okay, I did a bunch of like one-off the quick battles at first, and then I was like, oh, I should do the tower, and then I was like, I've already been doing this.
So you take on like Brock Misty, you go through the whole 8 gym leaders.
The original 8.
Yes, and they end up with Giovanni there, that motherfucker. Then you go to the Elite Four, you take them on, and after that you fight your rival. That's scary.
Oh, isn't his name like Blue or something?
Yeah, Blue.
And then you fight Mewtwo.
Eventually you fight Mewtwo. You gotta do like a whole bunch of other shit.
Right.
You gotta beat all the cup battles. And then there's 4 cups per cup that you gotta win.
Yeah.
I think there's 4. So there's 12 more rounds of a whole bunch more fights you gotta do. You're playing, if you want to complete this game 100%, you're playing it for a fucking long time.
Yeah. Like I said, that's...
And there's like a number 2
hours.
mode too. Like the game gets harder and you gotta beat it on that.
Yep. So some other things that you can do in this game is there's the Victory Palace, and this is a showcase of the Pokemon that have been present in the player's team when achieving victory.
You also get something extra. It's a little special if you fill that all up.
Yeah, what's that?
I don't know. You should ask a genie about it.
Oh, I'll see if I can find one in a little while.
No, here, look it up. There's Oaks Lab. There's you can play your original games.
Yes, on the what's it called?
Yellow, red, and blue.
You can play it on the Game Boy Tower. Then there's the free battle, which is between 2 players, and it's got a set rule, so you can't change the rules. And then you have the battle now, which is what I was playing a lot of, and you can play with just like the teams that are already there, that are already set up, and
you use your rental Pokemon.
Yes, which I did not use the transfer pack at all playing this time. And I usually do, but I wanted to play the game as if I just found this game at a retro game store and didn't know that there was a transfer pack, because the game actually came with a transfer pack that hooked into the back of the remote where you could actually plug in the 3 original Pokemon games, and that's how you could also play the Pokemon games on the Nintendo 64. Kind of emulated.
Yep. It's super awesome. You can speed it up too.
yes, you can.
You can play Duo or Trio mode.
Yeah.
And to get like the Trio mode, you gotta play to play it at hyperspeed. You just pretty much gotta beat Prime Cup after you already beaten the Poke Cup.
Oh, that's cool. See, I didn't realize what activated that.
There's a whole bunch of like little like secrets in this game.
Secrets, you say?
Yes, I say secrets.
So yeah, but you can also transfer your Pokemon from those games to the actual Pokemon Stadium game.
I still got my original team from like when I first like started playing Pokemon on here.
Oh, that's cool. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, until Jen made fun of me because they're all named after Dragon Ball characters. Got like Vegeta, Goku up there. I just have one named Dragon Ball.
And then also you've got the gallery. So I couldn't remember what you did in the gallery. What was that all about? Did you use that any this time around?
No, I think it was more for the pictures. Yeah, I think you can use it at the Pokemon Snap Station.
Yeah, well, I know that you could like take pictures. You could pick a Pokemon and like you could scroll around them and take your own pictures. But I didn't mess around with it too much this time. I believe there may have been something similar to the Pokemon Snap where you could take it to a kiosk and print out your pictures. But I'm not 100% sure because I don't remember doing it with Stadium.
No, I just remember it was Snap.
Yeah, that's all I ever did it with.
But it could be the case with this game as well.
So then you will find the Kids Club. This is the party mini games.
Not just for kids.
Oh no, it's not just for kids. So you've got 9 different mini games. Sushi Go Round is one of them. You control a Lickitung, and whoever eats the most expensive sushi wins.
It's 4 Lickitungs in the middle of a circle of a conveyor belt. The conveyor belt goes around, and you battle. Like, you stick your tongue out and fucking try to grab the food. There's different amounts of value that the food's worth. So you're battling each other, and there's food that's like spicy curry. It will, like, make you fucking go hyper and go around. You'll get sick off of some of them. It's fucking fun.
Yeah.
When you get 4 people going on this, your tongues are just waving, like, all around, touching each other. It's something.
It's special. There is the Snore War, which you play as a drowsy trying to put to sleep the other 3 drowsies.
Yo, talk about getting you hyped up, man. Like, everyone, like, clicking, because there's a metronome going by, and, like, right in the middle of the metronome, you gotta hit it when you're going, just like a psychiatrist kind of thing, trying to put you to sleep.
Yeah, you gotta time it perfect to get the best hypnosis.
And you gotta
going.
keep time, because it keeps picking up faster and faster until it gets, like, absolutely fucking insane, and, like, everyone's just, like, passing out, like Bill Cosby style, and then eventually only one person's left standing. We used to call that the Bill Cosby game.
That's awful and amazing. Then there's Rock Harden.
Oh, yeah.
So usually you're either a Metapod or a Kakuna, and there's these rocks being thrown off screen from behind you.
I presume from a Graveler?
Yeah, let's say that. But as the rocks are falling down on you, a shadow comes up underneath you, and you press the button to harden.
Right before the rock lands right on your head.
And so the point is, you don't want to get smashed by the rock because that takes away from your health. But if you also hold down the harden button too long, it takes down your health too.
Yep.
So you have to use it sparingly.
You gotta time it perfectly if you want to win, because it will go down in like rhythms, like bang, 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 bang. And then if you don't do it correctly to that, you can lose a lot of life or lose a lot of health either way.
Right.
I just said the same thing twice. But because if you hold it down, you lose it, and if not, you lose it. If you lose it, you lose it. Loser?
You lose it. So the next one is Clefairy Says. It's basically Simon Says. You have to remember the button sequence. And they're basically dancing, doing the metronome dance. And
yeah, every time you go through, it will give you, I think, 4 instructions first. So you can hit like up, down, left, right. And after, it'll give you up, down, left, right, up, up. And then after, up, down, left, right, up, down, right. And you got to remember that every time you go through until you get up to, I think it's like 12 commands.
Yeah, and usually I think you have 3 strikes and you're out. So if you mess up,
you get more than 3 strikes.
Is it more?
Yeah, your health bar is pretty big on this one. I think you can take like 5 or 6 hits.
Cool.
But yeah, we were playing the other night. Me and Jen were doing it. Well, we're playing the game, not doing it.
Oh.
While playing the game, because that would just be awkward and awesome.
Now y'all doing it is just going to be y'all going, Clefairy, Clefairy.
That's my O noise.
Gross.
Or awesome. But then, yeah, and she, like, messed up quite a few times because edibles and shit. It's legal up here now, so whatever, no one can say shit. And then, yeah, she messed up quite a few times. She's like, and then she was still alive after. It was, like, amazing.
Huh. So I guess, because I thought it was 3 strikes, but yeah, apparently not. The next minigame is Run Rattata Run. And you play as a Rattata who is running on a treadmill.
This one's weird for the controls.
This one's weird because you have to like press the button to run, and then
you gotta tap A as fast as you can to run. Then you gotta push up on the D-pad in order to jump over the barricades. So it's quite weird. We're not used to that kind of setup. Like the controls on these games are very fucking weird.
Well, and this one in particular, the camera is constantly moving around
it's
the
rotating,
thing.
360.
So like, yeah, so the little obstacles that are popping up that you have to jump over are always at a different angle. So it kind of makes it difficult to play. But, you know, that's part of the challenge.
It definitely does, but I still enjoy that game. I enjoy all these, actually.
And then we have Ekans Hoop Hurl, and this is... It's a ring toss, but you use Ekans, the snake, and you try to ring the diglets that are coming out of the holes. They're kind of like a tic-tac-toe, 9 squares.
Yep.
And
there's golden diglets that pop up.
Yep, you get extra points for ringing the gold diglets, and
again, the controls for this one though.
Yeah, I wasn't very good at this one. I remember being pretty good at it, but I couldn't get...
You gotta use both the D-pad and the joystick on this. It's kind of weird. We don't normally hold the controller like that at all for anything else.
I forgot you have to hold it all weird like that. That is really weird.
You gotta aim with the D-pad, and then you gotta pull back the joystick and flick it just enough to get close. You have to flick it at different ranges for short, medium, and long, and it's quite hard to get it used to, especially with an old beat-up controller.
Yeah, you gotta have a nice crisp Nintendo 64 controller. If you played too much Smash Brothers or Mario Party, this game is not going to be easy to play. This particular mini game is not going to be easy to play with that stick. And then
Pikachu one, the one where you Pikachu and the fuck's the ball?
Oh, Electrode.
Yeah, Electrode.
Voltorb.
Yeah.
Or Electrode.
Yeah, you just gotta. There'll be a light on a generator. It goes blue or red or blue or green. You gotta smash your button accordingly in order to power the generator.
That one's hard too because you're basically just matching the color because A and B are blue and green. So you're just matching whichever light comes on to the button that you're supposed to press.
But it will stop pretty fast and go right to the next one when you're mashing pretty hard.
Right. So yeah, that'll mess you up.
The Magikarp one, there's a stopwatch or stop. The counters when people walking in the stores, they count how many people are coming in or whatever.
Yeah.
There's one of those on top of the stage, and you gotta hold down A to time your jumps. So you jump up, you hit it, you come down, you gotta hit it fast, and you get Magikarp slapping up and down. Who can get the most counts wins.
And then you have the Sandshrew one, the dig, dig, dig. So this one is to see who can dig the quickest to get to the water. So it's just a button mash of just one button and digging straight down.
That's L and R.
Oh, is it L and R?
Yeah, you tap L and R back and forth super fast, dig down, and you come riding out on a glory hole. a geyser of love.
Yeah. So, yeah, those the mini games are really fun. I like the mini games a lot compared to the rest of this. Just throwing that out there. What do you think about the music?
The music's good. It's there. It's background music. It's Pokemon music.
So I felt like the music was really good, and I feel like it's just because they didn't try to go crazy with something new. They played a lot of the recognizable songs that you've heard already.
That's what you want when you play Pokemon. Yeah,
well, and it's all the stuff that in Red, Blue, and Yellow, but obviously they did more because, they weren't just working with the Game Boy sound chips. They were able to add more with it. Yeah, with them 64 bits. So it sounded really good, but it still sounded like your classic Pokemon music that you were... If you were a kid and you played Red, Blue, and Yellow, those songs are burnt into your memory.
And we were super hyped when this game came out.
Yes, very, very hyped.
And the music went along with it too.
Oh hell yeah, yeah, and it felt like a continuation of the 3 games you'd already known and loved. So it was just...
Speaking of the sound, continue on, Toby.
No, go ahead. What do you got about the sound?
Speaking of the sound, the announcer, man.
The announcer is great.
Oh, what a blow!
He is announcing all the battles and everything, and he is funny, he's cocky, and sometimes he's a little bit of an asshole.
I don't know if he can come back from that. When you have one Pokemon versus 4 left.
Yeah, and he says something when you're just standing there, and he's like, they're just staring at each other. He makes fun of you a little bit. It's pretty good. I like it.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fun and witty stuff that he says, and then it just adds to the battle. It feels like it's kind of important, because when you're battling on just the Game Boy cartridges, you just have the noises back and forth. But the announcer does make it seem a little more fun,
Yeah, I miss him in later games. They should have him around all the time.
It didn't do much damage. Down! The level disadvantage is obvious! Fireworks are flying in this battle. What will the trainer do now? What's the matter, trainer?
You're fighting Bug Catcher on Route 2 or whatever, and then you're like, where did this guy come from? Why is he following me? Don't worry about it. Let's talk about like how the game actually looks though, because we're playing with 64 bits.
And 20 years
magic.
after it came out, and there's also games like Sword and Shield that we can play, and other Pokemon games on everything else as well.
Yeah. How do you feel? Because I know you've been playing Sword and Shield. How does it hold up compared to newer generations of games?
Yep. Not too shabby, man, to be honest with you.
Really?
The graphics are like, well, everything's more polished now and like smooth and everything. There's still polygons and shit in this game, but like, I don't know. Maybe this is like a nostalgia bug biting me in the ass. I fucking love this game. Like the graphics in it, like I can boot this up as I do all the time. Like whenever we're bored, like, oh, let's play Stadium. It's kind of a go-to in our household. And
yeah,
it's, I don't know. It's just the graphics aren't that bad. They haven't aged too like badly to me as like other games that we played. They're decent. You can recognize all the Pokemon. You know who the fuck they are. So the sprite work is definitely there. You can use a little bit more like on the attacks and everything like that. But hey, it's Pokemon. We're used to normally seeing the guy shake and like, whoa, that's a flame attack. At least now, it's the first time we got to see. Because I remember them playing this game as a young one as well. I think I was 17 when this came out. Yeah, because it came out in 2000. So, yeah, it would be totally 17. And, like, I remember getting this when it came out day one. And playing this game was just like, holy shit. Like, seeing the moves, like, the Vine Whip. He's actually whipping vines. Leech Seed. There's fucking, like, seeds on this guy. And, like, just that alone is just, like, mind-blowing. And I still appreciate that nowadays. I'm seeing it through my 17-year-old eyes.
Right. Yeah, no, it is really cool to see, like I was saying earlier, this is an expansion of the original games. And all it does is adds to those original 3 games.
Yeah, it's just fights. And that's... If you don't want to fuck around, you don't want to like catch Pokemon and waste time, you just want to fight, this perfect game for you.
See, and that's where I felt like I got bored because a lot of the charm of Pokemon is trying to collect and trying to catch all the Pokemon, solving like the small puzzles of like how to open the casino, you know, if at the casino and stuff, you're trying to figure out how to get to all the switches and everything to unlock stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of elements that are missing because it's just the battles.
But you did all that to get to this.
Right. And that's why I think this as a whole, if we were to include this with our review of the 3 games, I think it makes it better. But as of just like pulling this game off of a shelf and not knowing, oh, I'm playing Pokemon, my Game Boy games with this, I feel like it's a different experience altogether.
So what do you think of the graphics though?
Well, the graphics I love, and I think they added to the original games, and they're still fine. It's still a fine game without playing the Game Boy cartridges with it. Just like Pokemon Snap, you know, it was really cool to see the characters that we grew up with in a 3D, like, and they're interactive almost, kind of, you know.
Yeah, like going through a zoo.
Yeah, yes. And that's what it feels like. It feels like you're watching them in a different way. Now, I mean, we saw them in the cartoons and stuff, but it does feel different. And you get to see them perform these attacks that you've only seen, basically read. You know, you've only read like seismic toss. Well, what does that
pretty
look
much.
Like?
You don't see the whole world get spun upside down and shit.
Yeah. You know, when they use surf, I mean, a big, huge wave comes in the stadium, which is pretty cool. So, I don't know. I think it's pretty good. I think it holds up.
I think it was like the ground base from what the games are today.
Yes,
the games now,
sure.
they play a lot. Like when you do a battle on Sword and Shield, it looks very much like this, just more well polished. And there's like a whole crowd around and like people cheering and shit like that, which is awesome.
Right. Yeah, and like I said, I don't think that these look bad. I think this still holds up. My kid came in as I was playing, and he's like, "What are you playing?" Like, and I was like, "Oh, I'm playing Pokemon Stadium." He's like, "Oh, that looks cool." So a 10-year-old coming in and seeing a 20-year-old game saying that looks cool because he's into Pokemon right now. He collects the cards, and we battle Pokemon. And so he thought it was
Nerds.
cool.
Just joking.
Nerd alert!
We collect a lot of cars in our house as well.
So, but yeah, like, he thought it was cool, and it's he's it's 10 years older than him. So, I think it holds up on the graphics end. The only thing that's kind of a little bit of a letdown is there should have been some more animations and stuff for some of the stuff, but I'm not going to be too picky. And the sound effects, they just use like the cries from the red, blue, and yellow for each of the Pokemon.
Yeah. But then again, we're used to those, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They could have used the ones from the anime or whatever, but we're used to I don't know, I like the old cries.
Right.
I miss them.
And that may not have been possible to include every single like character's name on this cartridge. So, it may have just not been something that they could do.
I fucking love some of the death animations.
So, and yeah,
Venusaur's fucking high eyes. I forgot to mention that when he gets stoned, his eyes go, or not when he gets stoned, when he does like a fucking attack, his eyes go bloodshot red. And he's just like fucking ripped. I'm like, yeah, you're smoking your own shit, man.
You are your own shit. Hey, did you said you had a story about your Nintendo 64 controller?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it.
It's pretty much dead.
Uh-oh. What happened?
It's my old yellow one I've had since I had. No, I've had it. I've had it since like they first released the colored ones.
Yeah.
And so my brother got the green one, I got the yellow one. And that's just how we rolled. And I've been having this controller for years. I killed a lot of people on this in GoldenEye, Smash Brothers, whole bunch of other games. And pretty much it's dead. And it wiped out my card when I was playing Pokemon.
No.
Because it's disconnected.
Oh, man.
The wire to the whole like thing that plugs into your 64 is loose.
Now, is this the one that you had like stickers on and you had drawn on or something?
I've drawn on it. There's some stars. The stickers have fell off. There's some badly drawn stars with Sharpie still reminiscent on there, but I'm gonna try to repair her.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Did you give it a proper burial, or did you?
No, it won't be a burial. If anything, I'm gonna deconstruct it and put it in a shadow box and hang it on my wall.
Nice.
So take it all apart and show all the pieces and like display it for the world to see.
Hey, do you mind like going and grabbing it and showing me real quick?
Yeah, 1 second.
Well, while he's getting his baby remote, I don't know where this blue remote came from that I have, but the joystick's pretty good and it's pretty tight when I wiggle it back and forth like this.
Ooh.
I really shouldn't wiggle things anymore because I just know that everything when I wiggle it,
wiggle.
Yep. When I keep wiggling it, I just know what it's gonna be. Go ahead, here.
You messing something tight? Ooh, the genie is here. I'm tight as fuck. Fuck you, Toby. Ooh.
I really need some hand sanitizer for my hands now.
Ooh, you never know where I've been. What orifices did I feel?
How you doing, Goobs Genie?
Ooh, I'm doing pretty good. Ooh.
Yes. So this week we played some Pokemon Stadium. Have you ever played it?
Ooh, I am a Pokemon.
What? Thought you were a genie.
Ooh, you never know who I am. I could be missing now. Ooh.
Oh.
I could crash your game. Ooh.
Hey, let's not crash the game. Do you have anything that might make the game a little more fun?
Ooh, I have something that can make you battle a specific creature. Ooh.
Whoa, what creature?
Ooh, the Mewtwo. Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Me and Goobs were talking about that earlier. How do you manage to do that?
Well, I could do that. I could do something else. Ooh.
That's fine. You can tell us about that.
To unlock the hidden 6-on-1 battle with Mewtwo, ooh, beat the gym leader castle and get the trophies, ooh, and stick them up your foreskin, ooh, special. In all 10 tournaments in the stadium mode, ooh. The map screen will now turn into a night scene, ooh, night, scary, spooky.
That is spooky.
And a bonus tournament will open up in which you battle against the second Super Pokemon Mewtwo. Ooh, number 150. Once you beat Mewtwo, you unlock a new game mode. Ooh.
Okay. Doesn't it make the game a little harder?
Ooh, it definitely does. Everyone likes something a little harder, don't they, Toby? Ooh.
Only if you got Blue Chew.
Not a sponsor yet. Ooh.
Put
a little genie in your weenie.
Actually, I don't want any genie in my weenie. You know what? Why don't you just get out of here? Because I don't want this game to be any harder. Because, I mean, that doesn't seem very fun. So just get out of here.
You can't capture me in your balls, Toby. Ooh, they're too hairy, not smooth and silky.
Here, I got you. You're mine.
Oh, no. Ooh, stop sucking me, Toby. Stop sucking me in.
I choose you, Goobs Genie.
Ooh, you're going to regret that.
Son of a bitch. I'm so sick of Goobs Genie.
Here, Toby, check out my controller, man.
Oh, hey. Yeah, your controller looks pretty fucked up, man.
Thanks for the support.
You want to hear some fun facts?
I guess. It's time for fun facts with Toby. Swing.
All right, Goobs. It's time to play.
How much is this game?
This is the game show where Goobs is going to try to guess how much this game goes for loose and complete in box. Now, Goobs, he gets a $5, what do you call it?
Leeway?
Gimme? Yeah. Gimme? If he's within $5, he does get the imaginary point, and in this game, the points
Plus or
don't matter.
minus, up or down?
Up or down. So, Goobs, Pokemon Stadium, how much? No transfer pack. We're not going to include the transfer pack.
Okay.
How much is just the loose cartridge go for?
I am going to say, I know how much it is up here.
You okay?
So I'm going to say $25.
25. That's your final answer?
Yes.
You got it, because this game goes for $20.
Oh. It goes for 35 to 40 up here.
Nice. See, look at you doing your math, because we talk about the North American prices. You know, I've never discussed, like, that's pretty unfair that I just make you go with the North American prices.
Make me be a better gamer, man.
Yeah, we'll say that. Okay, complete in box, CIB.
With
this
transfer pack?
You know, I was just looking at that, and I started wondering to myself if that is the with the transfer pack.
That was a big box, big beautiful box.
It's like almost 2 or 3.
2.5.
Yeah, maybe 2.5. There's only a few other game cartridges that are. There's only a few other Nintendo 64 game boxes that are like that. I believe Star Fox 64, Pokemon. No, not Pokemon Snap. Oh, Hey You Pikachu maybe.
Yeah, that was a bigger box. Them Pokemon got them big boxes.
So this is the price for the box, the cartridge, the transfer pack, and the manual. Okay?
Yeah. Pressure. $65.
You're going to say 65 closed in box with the transfer pack.
Not mint in box, closed in box.
Closed in box, right.
65. I'm feeling comfortable.
Dude, you're on the money. North American prices are $65 complete in box.
The man is back.
The man is back. Congratulations. How do you feel?
Pardon?
How do you feel about getting it on the money?
I feel fucking great.
Yeah,
I can go to fucking Pokemon land.
All right, well, let's move on.
Take a whole bunch of mushrooms and go to fucking Pallet Town.
So Pokemon Stadium sold over 1 million copies, and within like the first 3 weeks of its North American release, I believe.
I believe it.
Yep. Well, and this is the
Pokemania,
height.
still running wild,
Yes.
brother.
This is the height of Pokemania too. I mean, Pokemon 2000, the movie just came out. You know, I mean,
Getting your fucking Agent Mew cards, Mewtwo cards.
Yep.
But yeah, it's all because of this. Like, people our age are still fucking stuck in Pokemon. Like, we're buying our kids the fucking cards. We're buying the games ourselves. We're like talking about Pokemon with our friends. We're playing Pokemon fucking Go. Like, that was a big thing too. It was like Pokemon will stick with our generation for fucking years to come.
Yep. I think it's and obviously it's, you know, getting the younger generation still. So it's one of those.
Yeah, my kid still watches the old episodes and newer ones. He loves fucking Pokemon.
Yep. Isn't it weird that your kids are watching shit you watched as a kid?
I'm okay with that.
I am too. I used to show my kids Darkwing Duck and, you know, a bunch of goofy stuff like that, but he watches the old Pokemon and I'm like, I used to sit there watching Pokemon and eating a bowl of cereal after school, or, you know,
Yeah,
whatever.
Fuck yeah.
So
Good old
it's cool.
days,
It's
man.
cool.
It's good to see your kids growing up the right way. Being nerds.
Pokemon Stadium, we know in North America, is actually the second game in the series because there was a Japan exclusive release in August 1998. Now, this one only had like 42 playable Pokemon. This is how I understood it anyway. So there's only 42 playable Pokemon, and a lot of the Pokemon they didn't, because they had mostly the higher evolutions of the Pokemon.
Yeah.
But some of them they just completely excluded out. So some sources I saw said that this version was actually used for the Pokemon League National Convention Tournament. And
that can make sense.
yeah, so like what they would do before this game came out was like when they do Pokemon tournaments with like the Game Boy cartridges, they would actually use the Super Game Boy for the Super Nintendo. And then they would like blow it up on, you know, big TVs and you know, project it on stuff. And that's how they used to do Pokemon tournament battles. So they ended up using this just because it was flashier. It looked better.
They get those better graphics in there, man.
Yes. And apparently some of the finalists that were in some of these tournaments had their likeness put into the games that we play now. So some of the some of the characters before the gym battles, before like you fight Brock and stuff, those are the likeness of some of the finalists.
That's fucking awesome.
That is awesome. Wouldn't that be cool to be one of those people that you're like, that's me?
Yeah, but we're never going to amount to anything.
No. Hopefully one day we'll be in a game, Goobs. I promise.
Celebrity Deathmatch fighting Carrot Top?
God, if someone could make a mod of Celebrity Deathmatch with us in it.
I'm just
awesome.
pulling fucking genies out of my fucking dick hole.
Oh, that's great. You can throw them like Hadokens. You're like...
With no hands?
Hadouken! So this game... Gross.
Yep.
So this game was originally going to be on the Nintendo 64 DD, which is the disk drive add-on that they did not come out with. When they actually released this game, so you know, you could do stuff in the Game Boy games that were kind of cheap with some of the moves. They actually used this game to balance out some of the moves and how they hit or how they stunned or whatever, like the percentages. So if you're playing on this, you're playing a more balanced version of the Game Boy games when you battle.
Sweet. So my cousin can't cheat after fucking learning all the good moves and using all the fucking moonstones.
Yes.
Or rare candies, sorry.
So, you know, back in the day, you could use like the Game Shark and you could kind of create your own Pokemon. You could have like a Charmander with Blizzard attack or something. So what they did was if a Pokemon was not supposed to be able to learn that move, so when you put it on to Pokemon Stadium, their attack would be purple text instead of the white text.
Oh, so then you're a known cheater.
Yes, that's exactly what it was. It would basically call you out. Now, you said you had nicknames for a bunch of your Pokemon.
Yes.
Dragon Ball Z characters.
Yes, I did.
If you have nicknames for some of your Pokemon, it may slightly change the color of the characters.
Also has something called shit and tapeworm. That was a thing.
Yeah.
And it would change them like poo colors, so I found that hilarious.
That is pretty funny. But yeah, you if they've got nicknames, they'll be a slightly different color.
Depends
than
on
just...
what you pick as well, like lower cap, like lowercase, upper cap.
Right.
Numbers and shit, that all varies into the color. But yeah, you get some very weird looking Pokemon.
So you can actually gain a few Pokemon from this game for your main games on the Game Boy cartridges. One of them is Surfing Pikachu. This is one way to get the Surfing Pikachu.
You gotta go through a lot of fucking steps to do so.
Yes, but it's still pretty cool. And this one's really cool. If you actually transfer your Pikachu from Pokemon Yellow version, instead of hearing those cry, like the Game Boy cry noises, you actually hear him say Pikachu, just like in the cartoon.
Talk.
Yep. So,
and you actually get the other starter
one.
Pokemon from this game as well.
Yes.
Like once you beat the Elite Four and then your rival, Gary or Blue, then you get a random Pokemon.
Yep.
Which is pretty sweet.
Yep. But that's really all I got in the fun facts department. Goobs.
Oh, it's time for my favorite time of the show. It's time to motherfucking rage.
Oh, come on!
So this is the part of the show where we let our rage out on this game. We tell you on a scale of 1 to 10 how pissed off this game makes us. I think I want to go first, Scoobs.
Okay, you can go.
3.
Yeah, that's about right.
I just this game's really it's a very chill and relaxing game. Yeah, it's a fighting game, but it's not your typical like scramble fighting game like Mortal Kombat or something where you're always on defense and the offense. This is just turn-based. It's slow paced.
Well, we know you, Toby. You're always on the D.
Oh. Shh.
I'm always giving the old face.
But yeah, it's turn-based, so it's a little slower. I don't think there's as much rage. And, you can use a lot more strategy when playing this game rather than just like, oh shit, they're charging me. I gotta just punch, kick, uppercut. Kind of spaz controls.
I get it.
You're not just button mashing.
Do the mini games include in this rage meter for you?
The mini games, there was only 1 or 2 that kind of even spiked my rage meter. For the most part, I found all the mini games really fun. They're definitely something fun to play with your kids, for sure.
Oh, totally.
I don't think
or a bunch of your high friends.
I don't think they're too challenging to where your kids can't play them, and I don't think they're too easy to where an adult's like, this sucks, So I think it's that perfect in between on these games. But yeah, I think a 3. If I'm raging about anything, it's how miserably slow the battle is.
Yeah, but
and that's
all the
just
battles are slow in Pokemon, man.
I know. All the turn-based battles are exactly the same.
I had a feeling you were going to go on about how slow the battles are. I had an inkling in the back of my mind. But that's Pokemon, man. Pokemon's slow, like, grinding. You gotta go. Gotta catch them all, bro.
I know. And when we get to my rating, I'll explain more of why I'm down on it, on the slowness. So I'm just gonna give my rage meter a 3.
Come on,
what do you got?
Down with the slowness. Ooh,
What do you got?
I got about a 3 as well. It's nothing too serious. I was gonna go 4, but I'm like, you know what? If he's giving it a 3, maybe I'll take it down to a 2.5. And I'm like, nah, I'll give it a 3. It's not so bad. The mini games get a little irritating when you play against hard computers. But that's like, you can choose the difficulty. If you don't want to fucking fight against assholes, you don't have to fight against assholes. You can,
Right.
you can't choose your friends, but you can choose the computers. Because sometimes I'm an asshole when I'm playing this game, and I'm out to win. So I'm sure if Jenny or Ripken could change it, they would. But unfortunately, they're stuck with me. And the rest of the game modes, they get a little bit frustrating when you're in Elite Four. I think you can only lose once or twice, and then you have to start from the fucking beginning of them again. Maybe only once, but that gets a little frustrating if you didn't pick the right Pokemon. Yeah, it's just once.
Right.
So if you didn't pick the right Pokemon, you're back at it again. So that kind of sucks ass, but you get through it. Just pick your right team, man. Get your bros and be like, okay, let's go. You give them a pep talk. I always talk to my Pokemon in my head and sometimes out verbally if no one's around. Let them know who's boss, and we go out there and we do the fucking job. Because that's your job as a Pokemon trainer. You get your fucking bros to do the job.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sticking with a 3.
All right.
Not too hard. There's tons of great game modes in this game, so if you get frustrated at one thing, go take a breath, do something else. Just chill, relax, man. Pokemon's all about being chill, bro. Just like smoke a Bulbasaur and relax. Bulbasaur.
As you're relaxing, we are going to slowly slip into the rating, which we're going to give it a 1 to 10 on how good we think it is. 1 being it's terrible, we don't recommend it. 10 being it's the best game.
You're wheezing. 10 be like, coughing.
So, do you want to go first, Goobs?
Yeah, I'm going to try to think of how many fucking Pokemon references I can fit into this. No, well, I'm going to do my normal count up here.
Okay.
I seem to be doing that the last few episodes, so I might as well stick with what's going on.
Right, okay.
So, I'm going to give it a +3 for playing with friends.
Okay, yeah. Play up to 4 people.
Fucking
in
+4 for playing with friends.
Okay.
+5. I'm ramping it up here. We're going
Ooh.
for balls to the wall.
Okay.
So I love playing this with my wife, and I love playing it with my buddy Ripken. Like, all together, it's great. But one thing I notice, I'm taking away a +1 here. When I'm playing by myself, not so much fun.
Okay.
It does, like,
that's
as you
fair.
said, it gets repetitive. Like, when you're playing with friends, you don't fucking care. Because, like, you're switching up, you're playing different teams and everything. It's all about competitiveness. When you're playing by yourself, you're just like, fuck, I'm just by myself right now. And I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again. It can be fun if what you're into. Like, if you're in the mood to play some Pokemon battles, it's fucking perfect. But I prefer playing with friends. So I'm back at a 4.
It's like masturbation.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, you'll play, you'll do it by yourself, but it's funner with friends.
Yeah, you're quite enjoying it by yourself, but you're like, I wish someone else was here to watch me or join in.
There you go.
Or a couple of people, who knows? Let's get a party going.
Oh, whatever you're into.
But then,
So you're at a 4.
yeah, I'm at a 4. The fact that you can play your Game Boy games on here in like triple or double or triple time is fucking amazing.
Yeah. What does that bump it up to?
That's a 5. I'm going to a 5 on that.
Okay.
The mini games are a hell of a lot of fun,
Right.
especially with friends. So I'm giving that a 2. I'm at a 7.
Okay.
And everything else, I'm giving a 1 point. I'm stopping at an 8. I can't go any higher than an 8.
All right. You're
Like,
going
that's
8.
like the graphics, sound, and like everything all combined. This game is like a lot of fun for me. It's not on the top echelon of games for me, but it's pretty close to it. That's why I'm giving it an 8. And that's where I'm sticking, man.
Well, my rating, I love the graphics. I think the graphics hold up.
Man. I got the nostalgia. Just saying.
You do got the nostalgia. And I base my gameplay this time around without the Rumble Pack, or without the Transfer Pack, without including any of the old Game Boy games, just as is by itself. It's fun. You can pick 150 Pokemon. You know, you can pick whoever you want, which is a very cool feature, especially if you didn't have them on your game. The mini games are a lot of fun. The music's really good. There's some fun features like the gallery, and like you said, being able to play the Game Boy game on the Nintendo 64. First off, puts it onto a big screen. Second off, saves you and your parents on having to buy batteries all the time.
Yep. Well, you can play it on the Super Game Boy as well, but then...
Yeah. But then, to one-up the Super Game Boy, you've got the speed. So you can crank up the speed and actually, run around and play a little
I do hate how
easier.
it cranks up the music. I'm not going to drop it a point, though.
So I feel like there's some fun gameplay. I just think the battling system just gets repetitive. I think it could have moved a little quicker. And I know it matches the pace.
Improve rock, paper, scissors, bro?
I know. And it's matching the pace of the Game Boy games. I just wish it was a little faster, especially when you're playing by yourself. It does seem boring. I agree totally with you. When you're playing with people, it's so much more fun. Like, I remember playing this game just several months ago with my brother, and we had a lot of fun. We sat there for probably 2 or 3 hours just picking different Pokemon.
Man. You pick your favorite Pokemon and you start talking shit and you start going.
But just playing it one player and you don't have anyone, and that's how I used to play all my games as a kid. Like, I was always by myself. And even now, sometimes, it's hard being a grown-up and being like, hey, come play some old video games with me, where we have to sit 6 inches away from the TV because the cord's so short, So I'm only giving this game a 7. I like
That's
it.
still respectable.
I think it still holds up, but I just feel like...
You got some short 64 cables, man.
Yeah, I was exaggerating, or under...
It ain't no NES Classic.
No shit. But yeah, I feel like a 7's still good. It's I still recommend that you play it. It's something definitely to play with your kids.
Or your high and drunk friends.
Or your high and drunk friends. I don't think it's something that you want to play by yourself, unless you've really just burnt through the old classic Game Boy games.
Yeah, you want to fucking test out your Pokemon against these gym leaders, see what's going on.
Yeah. So with my 7 and your 8, we're giving it a 7.5. So yeah, play this damn game.
Very
I
respectable.
guess. Yeah.
I'm happy with that.
I still like Pokemon Snap better than this.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think Pokemon Snap was more unique. And
it's definitely a more unique game. They're both at the same wavelength and height for me.
Yeah, I can get that, but I still think Pokemon Snap had something a little more special.
You just
it's a little
taking
more
candid pictures of Jigglypuff, don't you?
Finish him.
So this is the part of the show where we are going to wrap it up. We are going to close that Pokeball and capture all of our other projects. Goobs?
Sure, that makes sense. All under the
sense.
Bad Secret Media tree.
Ooh, yes. We can finally talk about it. Go to badsecretmedia.com and you can find all of our shows.
Shout that out and just say, everyone go find our shit there.
No, we still want to tell the lovely listeners about our other shows, but that's an easy one-stop stop for all of our shows. Your shows, my other shows, everything.
Badsecretmedia.com.
That's right. So tell us about your show, though, Goobs.
The Derailers. Go check it out. With my wonderful wife, Jenny Beam, best friend, Ripkin. We jump on a train, run it off the fucking tracks, and we did record some new shit. So there's new shit coming out. We promise. It's going to be a lot of fun. Go enjoy it when it comes out. And, support the rest of Bad Secret Media, because that's what we're all about right now.
Hell yeah.
And the train ride, and Keanu Reeves, and horses, and soldiers. We love all of them.
What about your social media?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Goobs, WN, GOBZWN.
All right, so I can be found on social media at Toby Von Doom on Twitter and Instagram. You can check out my other show, The Secret Transmission Podcast, where we take a satire look into the conspiracies, the paranormal, cryptozoology, serial killers, and much, much more. You can actually go to secrettransmission.com or go to badsecretmedia.com and, again, find all the links. We've got links for
Find out
all the
more
social
about
medias.
all of us.
What?
So find out more about all of us.
Find out more about all of us. But yeah, you can find all the links and all that good stuff on the website. But I need to tell you real quick about the Secret Levels social media. You can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Secret Levels Pod. And you can find us on Facebook. We have a page and we have a Facebook group. But we have a really cool group that Goobs wants to tell you all about.
Yes, we definitely do. You can join our Discord. The link is in the show notes below. I think I got it right this time for once, Toby.
There you go.
And yeah, come join our family. We have lots of good people in there having a great time. Talking about who knows what. There's a lot of random conversations going on there. We play video games every so often. Smash Brothers every Friday night unless something comes up. But most Friday nights, we're all free. So we go in and smash on the Switch. We've been doing it for like over a year now, actually.
Yeah.
Our year to date is coming up. And like, maybe we should have another tournament soon, Toby. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. Good times.
And Adam Gumby cannot win this time. So, or Gumbert, Gumby, you know who the fuck you are. You can't win because he sold his fucking game.
Yeah, he was the champion, and him and I were the tag team champions, so I guess I have to defend that title solo.
Yeah, maybe you should jump in with the Wii Fit trainer. We can get some people in shape. Come join our group in Discord and have a lot of fun with us. Please do so. If you want to support us further, you can go to tpublic.com/user/secret levels and get one of our t-shirts to put on one of your beautiful chests.
We got to give a shout out to Fat Shags for getting the Goobs Genie shirt.
Also, Ginger and Willie too, man.
Yeah. We've had a couple of our friends pick up some shirts, and we love seeing them, and we appreciate the hell out of you for doing that.
It's humbling, to be honest.
It is.
Like, holy shit, you're wearing our shit on your chest.
Yep. And then you can also now support us on the Bad Secret Media Patreon. So go to patreon.com/badsecretmedia, and you're going to support this show and a couple other shows. It's great. There's all kinds of extra content that we're going to start putting out pretty soon, and it's low as $1. We'll get you all the extra content.
Like Derailer's going to be putting some extra shit on there.
Yep.
I know Transmission, I'll be helping out, putting some extra shit on there. Sure, other people will be helping you out too, doing that. And then we're always going to have our extra shit on this show.
So yes, we're not gonna put the main show behind any kind of paywall. So don't worry, you're not.
No, fuck that shit. We're very much against that.
We are not hiding anything from our very loyal and supportive listeners. We are just putting the extra BS that if you want to hear, if you like our voice, come listen. Come, you throw us a bone.
Just help us keep the lights on, man. Come on.
Yeah. So
I know Jenny
we've
laughs
got that.
every time I make fun of that shit. No, but it's honestly, if you want to support us, you can do. If you can't, you can't. We still love you either way.
We still love you. Still love you.
We love all of you like the Goobs Genie loves Toby's anus. Game over, folks. When I'm playing by myself, not so much fun.